It's your girl Shantae C checking in with a brand spanking new tea and things. I'm chilling with my homegirl.
Nia, what's up? It's another Wednesday. We're here back in the
Building.
building. We're going to get into some of the celebrity tea tonight, guys. And for sure, some things, okay?
Yes.
And we need y'all to tune in and ask questions and give comments for sure.
Tune in.
But first, we are going to start out with shouting out our sponsor here, Lucky Coin. If you have a small business you want to grow, hit us up and we'll get you in touch, get you to the bag, guys.
Yes, that's right. If you want to get to that bag, you must have a physical location and we can hook you up. So you can hit us up at THANGZ at gmail.com and we'll let you know exactly what we're talking about. Y'all, it ain't no shady stuff. I know we don't go into detail, but it ain't nothing shady. I swear to you, okay?
Nothing shady.
Hit us up. We'll let you know.
Get you to the bag.
Get you to the busy.
I'm a living witness.
She is. And baby, she be getting to the bag, baby.
All right. So first, we are going to start out with condolences for D'Angelo. Very, very sad. I am completely heartbroken for his kids, his family. He has 3 kids, and one of his kids is for Angie Stone, who just very recently deceased. So my heart goes out to those babies for sure.
Yeah.
And his
really
family
sad.
is very, very sad. And we lost a good, talented one.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, you never really heard anything about him, just good vibes, good music and all of that. So he definitely was my kind of first down the road with this neo soul kind of feel. Like he was one of the first artists that like really I was like, oh my God, that's my song, Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine. So, Brown Sugar, all the things. I actually had forgot that he had done some songs with Method Man. So, it's just hard because, you think about your time as growing up and the things that you love to listen to, and he definitely was one of my
he was a fave.
Yeah.
For sure. And a lot of celebrities came out and reached out and spoke about him and how heartbroken they are and how he was good to work with and
Well, that's good to know that he had that good work ethic.
yeah, and things like that. I didn't even realize because I think they said he took home a few Grammys. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know he had Grammys. I didn't know there was multiples.
Right.
Well deserved.
Right. Well deserved.
Yeah, and so young, only 51. I didn't even realize he was sick.
I know, pancreatic cancer. So, folks, if you can get yourself checked out, stay at the doctor. I know that's like a really big thing for like artists because, normally they're not buying into this health insurance and all of this other type of stuff. So a lot of times if they're going to the doctor, they may have to pay full price if they're not into any type of, plan or whatever. So I definitely feel like the music industry and the film industry, they need to do a little bit better with folks being able to provide like some type of large coverage that people can.
And they may. We don't know because we don't work in that industry. However,
no, they
don't.
Maybe not in film and maybe in the film industry, but they definitely don't have those type of resources. Like if you try to go through ASCAP or BMI.
Oh, okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
They don't have that. But all these companies hopefully are moving more towards this kind of thing that they can offer these benefits because as their company itself, they do have the benefits, but the artists are independent contractors. They don't work for these companies. So.
Right. But sometimes when you do collaborate and collect, well, I ain't gonna even say collect payment, but they can because I know like first starting out with my company, I mean, my company, they were from nothing in Georgia.
Right.
And so there was different organizations that I work with all the time.
Yeah.
That
was able to cover you.
That was able to bundle me with their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the board of directors and things like that, they were able to bundle me with their stuff until, my company
was able to do what
did everything they could to get Georgia because they're not from Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of times those healthcare plans, they get them for specific states and stuff like that. Sometimes it's not like national coverage or something, especially if it's not like a major company.
You got to have so many employees or something like that.
In that region to be able to qualify.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of caveats to that type of health insurance, but anyway, yeah, I mean, it's just really sad.
Very, very sad. And our prayers, we will continue to pray. Just sad. We lost another good one.
I know. I'm tired of losing good ones. I need some more good ones to surface. Like just like the old feel, the reminiscent time of the 90s. Like I just want the artists that are out there, like, be original. And not that they're not good, y'all, because there's a lot of artists that I absolutely love, but I feel like the music is so similar. Like, if you go to D'Angelo, that's going to be a completely different feel from a Maxwell. That's going to be a completely different feel from a Usher. That's going to be completely different from a Tyrese. Like, that's how I want to feel. Like, I want to be able to turn on the radio and, like, in that instant, I know exactly who you are. I feel like that I can't get that right now. And that, but that's not to take anything away from the artists, because they're great. Like, they're good at what they do. I just wish that I could see a little bit more variety.
All right. Well, listen to Chris B. Y'all know I love me some Chris Brown.
Yes.
All right. But moving on, guys. So, everybody remember Kim? I'm gonna butcher this woman's last name, but Zolciak?
Yeah, that's right.
From Atlanta Housewives, right?
Yeah. Remember, and last time we talked about it, she got kicked out the house. Okay,
that part.
Right. Okay.
She was kicked out of the house last time we talked about her.
Yeah.
And they had a beautiful house in the manor. I've actually been to their house before. Not friends with Kim or nothing, just in the industry I worked for at that time. I had some things set up in that neighborhood.
Okay.
But anyway, so she was married to the baseball player, right?
Football player,
Croy.
Right.
Bierman. Right. So, they ran into some financial problems.
And then she divorced him.
Back then, right. So apparently she has been dating some new man.
Boy, Kim she know how to pick them, baby.
And Croy decided to go to the estranged wife and let her know that Kim is going to bleed that man dry.
Oh my God.
And
that is horrible.
So the woman has met up with him a couple of times at her cousin's house, because he's a public figure, just to get his statement and things like that to use in court.
Oh, wow.
With going through her divorce or whatever. But yeah, I thought it was actually pretty cool of him to go. He tracked down this woman to let her know, get what you're going to get out of this divorce, because Kim is going to bleed this man.
Wow.
She's going to order groceries and all the things.
Wow. Damn. That's all I can say about that. That junk is crazy.
I know. I've never had.
Like
I guess
he should have known she was a gold digger from watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't play me like that, Croy. You knew exactly what
she was locking him down too, huh? Because didn't she have like a bunch of babies for him?
Girl, like 4, 5. No, probably not 4 or 5. I think she had like 3 though, for real.
And she was popping them.
Yeah. back to back to back. She like, oh, baby, you ain't going nowhere.
Wow.
Until he ain't got no more money.
What? I mean, that's crazy.
So crazy.
I know. Speaking of, which this story was a little heartbreaking to me. So Eddie Winslow, that ain't his real name.
Okay, yeah. Eddie Winslow.
Eddie Winslow, that's what we gonna know him by. He
Darius McCrary.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Darius is incarcerated right now.
What?
So he failed to pay child support. He had a warrant out for his arrest. He was arrested, and he went to court and decided to defend himself. And the
Why
judge,
you didn't get a lawyer? Well, I guess if he wasn't paying child support, he probably didn't have no money.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Oh my God.
That's what I was kind of
So they went ahead
thinking.
and locked that man up. I guess he don't have no Family Matters money.
He got to court and he was talking crazy, according to the judge. And she was getting very annoyed with him. And she did get him a public defender. And he kept referencing he's here to specially testify. And she's like, specially testify on what?
Oh my God.
And so the judge did grant him a public defender, but at the end they still put him in jail.
That is a hot mess. That's a hot mess.
But it makes you wonder, like, because I know he was young when he was making money.
Right. So.
And Family Matters was a fave. So
it was a huge show and it got syndicated and all type of stuff.
And back then it was sitcoms, right? So with sitcoms, every time it airs, you get a check.
I mean, that's how it is now.
Well, with sitcoms, yeah, not with reality.
Oh, no.
No, reality, you don't get a check every time it airs.
Everything is anything that's scripted is. But yeah, no, there was no such thing as reality TV back then. So yeah.
And I'm gonna just catch us real quick, guys. So, and that's a hot mess. And we hope Eddie Winslow, the oldest son in Family Matters, get out, pay his child support.
I know.
And move on with his life.
Yeah,
sucks.
Yeah.
But anyway, coming out for Halloween movies, right? Mm-hmm. We have Black Phone 2. I never saw Black Phone 1, but
so I can't speak on it. I don't do them scary movies.
Y'all know I love spooky. I love it. And my goddaughter, she's 13. She will sit there and watch them with me.
Oh, no, girl. I be scared. I'm like, I'm about to have bad dreams. They coming to get me in the middle of the night.
And then we have Queens of Dead coming out. Shelby Oaks. I don't know what that is. But one that I really want to see is Frankenstein. And it's only going to be in theaters a little while because apparently they have a contract with Netflix. And Netflix is picking it up November 7th.
Perfect. That is when I'm going to see it, on November 7th.
I want to see it in theaters. But guys, go watch the spooky movie. Tell us all about it. I'll watch what I'm going to watch and tell you guys all
when
about
I watch Hocus Pocus, like I always do on Halloween, because I'm a big scary cat. So anyways, y'all, we're going to jump on into our topic. Now, I know we've been talking about love and relationships a lot, and I know y'all love it, but y'all, we got to keep putting y'all up on game, because, we like to get to the bag here on Tea and Things. So tonight's topic, we're going to discuss business. And we're going to talk about business from a perspective of starting it from scratch versus purchasing an existing business. Now, let me tell y'all, I didn't know anything about being able to purchase a business and flip it, but my sister Nene, she'd have put me up on some game, and I'm like, oh, that's how we doing it. So definitely 2026, I don't know, y'all. I might buy me an existing business too. We're gonna have to see.
You know, it's pros and cons to it, right?
Yeah.
Because you can buy a business that is succeeding.
Right.
And the person, so the person could just want out for medical reasons, tired, whatever. Okay. And then you can also buy a failing business and
Right.
you got to really revamp that thing. And I've had both.
Oh my goodness.
And I've also started businesses from scratch. So for me, what I would say is starting a business from scratch for me, I felt like that was a lot harder. Everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
But I found that starting a business from scratch, I gotta, do a big campaign. I was lucky because, I was with a rapper for many, many years. So I was able to use his platform to boom that business. That was the lucky side, right? But for me, I found starting a business from scratch, I have to make people, know who I am. I mean, I just felt like I had to stump the ground a lot more. I had to spend a lot more money.
Yeah. So,
because I had to buy everything.
And not just that, but you're also paying for your mistakes. Whereas I think that when you get an existing business, they've already worked out a lot of the kinks. And they know what works for that business. They know what works for their customers. They know who their customers are. Where when you're starting a business from scratch, if you are starting it without the foreknowledge of how, like, if you haven't already been working in that specific industry doing that specific thing to make money, because this is the thing, a lot of people start businesses because it's their passion, but they haven't necessarily worked in the industry, so they don't really know, like, how.
Even if you have worked in the industry, there's just so many things.
Well, and like for me, like,
Lord.
working in the industry as a audio engineer is much different than managing an artist.
Exactly.
So
Right.
that's why that's why I always tell people, like, my time in the industry, especially as an engineer, was way different, because people are coming to me, they want to pay me to, mix their records. They want my expertise in my ear and things like that, versus when you're managing an artist, you're managing the artist and you're trying to make other people listen, other people fall in love with them, and want them to give you money, versus they're coming to you to give you money. You're
right.
So I think it can be challenging when you haven't done that thing from scratch, and then it's kind of like you couldn't be gun ho. And I do feel like sometimes when you start your business from scratch, not that you don't plan, but you don't even know what to plan for. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, I can put a plan together and I can say, okay, I'm going to follow A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? But I don't know if A, B, C, D, E, F, G is even going to get me to my final destination.
Right.
Whereas when you get an existing business, they've already done A, B, C, D, G, and then came back and did A, B, C, D, L, and then they already figured it out. So you're kind of just walking in saying, all right, let me just give you my money for all of the oopses that you already did. You already got this in place. So now all I got to do is pick up and elevate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the thing is if you want to change the concept too much from the original concept, so it has to be exactly what you want, even though you can still make it your own, you can still put your twist on it, but if you go too far away from the demographic that original person built out, then that could be challenging.
Right.
So I think that's one of the big challenges.
For sure. And then also too, with flipping an existing business, I found that Lord, I found that going in, you already have, employees that kind of know the business, may know it too well, so those could be some of the challenging things. But you just flip it. It continues to run and you just enhance it because you can keep the same staff. You can, start weeding out that staff as you get to know and learn the business. And, but you can just, any business I've ever purchased and flipped, I never even closed. It just reopened under me.
Well, now I will say, starting a business from scratch, though, it is your original idea. It becomes your baby. You cultivate it.
For
You
sure.
love it, I think, a little bit differently. So I always say when people are given something, and although you're not given the business, you still got to buy it. But when you're given it, it's a little bit different. Like you feel different. Like you may not be quite as anal with some stuff that you might be if you built it from scratch and you're like, this is how I want it, this is how it has to be, because the people are like, oh well, this works, so why, so I feel like sometimes maybe you can lose the zest of it, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's like, okay, well, yeah, I have it, it's making money, it's doing what it's supposed to do, but you may not necessarily be in love with it because you bought it because you knew it was a money maker versus you started it because that was for the love of what you're doing.
Right.
So I think that's like a big difference too. I mean,
that's a huge difference.
So, I definitely think that there's positives to each side of the things, but one of the bigger positives on the side of purchasing is that I feel like you just have to put out one set of money all at once, and then you already can start seeing money coming back to you. Whereas when you're starting a business, you may not have all the money, or you may not even know how much you need to really get the business off the ground. So you're constantly pouring more and more and more money into it to try to help make it successful. And you might not see that any money, like not even a dollar back for some time. Like it might be a year, it might be 2 years, because you're trying to build it from scratch versus, okay, if I take this same amount of money that I would have spent on trying to build a business and just buy an existing business, at least once the sale closes, if the company is doing anything, even if you don't break even, you're going to be making some money, where a new business, you might not see money for years.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like the one upside.
I do find that to be definitely true. For sure. For sure. One of the other things too with because whether you buy a existing business or start your own from scratch, from the heart, whatever you think the budget is,
double it.
Quadruple it. Quadruple it for sure. But Shantae's right. A lot of times with a new business, because when I had my magazine, I didn't see money for some years.
Yeah.
Millions of magazines were out there. So how do I convince,
X, Y, and Z to buy some type of advertisement?
To buy an advertisement. I will say by the time I closed, everybody was bidding on my back cover. But I couldn't, and back then, I don't know what paper magazines go for now.
Or do they even still? I'm sure there's some that still exist, but
back then you could sell a back cover for, y'all gonna be shocked when I say the number, 20, and this is back then, $25,000, $30,000, $40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wasn't Essence. So how do I convince somebody to drop 25 on me?
Right.
You gotta work for that.
And work damn hard for it.
You
too.
gotta work damn hard for it. But you can get there. You can get there.
Yeah, for sure.
You can get there.
So it just to kind of sum it all up.
Well, I want to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off, and I want to say too that I've learned throughout my journey that there are a lot of people that start businesses, buy businesses, whatever, grow them, and once you get a growth point, you can sell your business for millions of dollars.
That's what's up. I mean,
so it's just different ways you can go about.
I mean, think about
doing
it.
and
It's
growing
kind
a
of like
business.
buying a house, right? So you buy a house, and you might buy it for $100,000, right? And then you love on it, and you fix it up, and you make it amazing, and then you turn around and you sell it for $600,000. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the same concept. So
Right.
if you think about it like that, you buy an existing business, you might have to buy that business for $150,000, and then you love on it, work hard, and now it's profitable and at its prime. You go ahead and sell it because now you're trying to get that money so that you can get into your another bigger business. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many ways out there to make money, y'all. And this is one of those ways, and we're bringing it to you at 10 Things. All right. So, we got 3 minutes left. So let me see. Tips. You got a tip?
I do
Okay.
have a tip for the ladies, and the gentlemen better be listening too. So, and Shantae and I, we're both perfume lovers, okay?
Yes.
We talk about it. We say different kinds. Perfumes smell different on different people.
Yes, they do.
We talk about different kinds. We, share, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I always do every year is I buy and I think you buy the samples too.
I do.
And Macy's, I'll tell you guys, $40. I think you get like 18, all designer perfume. They're little samples, but they're good to travel with as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're not over the travel size, little bottles.
Mm-hmm.
I think Macy's do it for like $40.
Especially around the holidays.
Around the holidays, yes. They do it for like $40. But that way, I always buy them so I know like
which one I actually like.
Yeah, before you go invest in a $200-$300 bottle. You know what I mean?
Right, because you can take it and wear it. I do that a lot too. They have travel size perfumes that I like to buy. I don't actually get the sampler, but I like to get. So I'll go to the perfume store and smell up a bunch of perfume, and then I'll be like, okay, I think I really like this one, and they'll come in like a bottle, and the bottle's like 1 fluid ounce or something like that. And I only like the ones that you can spray. I'm not a fan of like the roller or nothing like that. So I typically don't get that, but I get the sprays, and they're around $25 for one. And you could just like drop it in your purse. And I will say they last. They last some time. Like I can have one for like a month and try this perfume out for a month before I decide to go buy it.
Before you all the way invest. And so, guys, that's a good little, treat you can get your lady. Like, oh, I got you a bunch of different ones. Our ladies, that's a little treat we get for ourselves before we go commit.
Yeah.
To that
$200 bottle.
Yeah, you buy a $200-$300 bottle of perfume, and sometimes you might not love it.
Right.
Because sometimes when we spray it on that little stick in the store and you then spray something else, you don't get the full effect of it.
Right. Until
you're like, I thought I loved this. And I don't. Now you got a $300 bottle. And hit me up, girls. And I might take it off your hand.
Right. That part. Well, listen, guys, we love it when you guys tune in and you chime in. We really appreciate you guys. Please make sure that you share. And if you want to drop some stars in there, hey, listen, we ain't mad at that at all. So, come hit us up. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
See you next Wednesday.
Peace.